Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Thank you for joining today's webinar on the NF-IAMU GMP Fellowship Program. My name is Yusuke Mori. I'm a Deputy Executive Director of International Association of Maritime Universities. Before starting the explanation of the fellowship programs, I would like to ask our chair, Dr. Adam Wintrit, to give the opening remarks.
So, due to the time difference, I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today we have a special occasion to explain some detail about our program. This webinar will provide detailed information about the nomination and application processes. And the 1st of March this year, this particulars will announce that the name of the program is Nippon Foundation International Association Maritime University Global Maritime Professional Fellowship Program. And we discussed in the last International Executive Board about the particulars, and we observed that the people have some objection to send the application, but it's very easy process. And today we would like to explain how to do this. And I think it's not time to speak about details. I give the floor to the Yusuke, and Yusuke will try to present some useful presentation. Thank you very much, and I wish everybody the future meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam, for your kind word and also explanation about this fellowship program. Okay, so then I will explain about our fellowship program in the presentation. So I do hope you can see my screen. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. So again, thank you very much for joining today's webinar on the NF-IAMU GMP Fellowship Program. So I'm pleased to explain about the fellowship program, its target, and also the process of the nomination. So what does the NF-IAMU GMP Fellowship stand for? Yeah, already the Dr. Adam already a bit explained about that, but it is the Nippon Foundation International Association of Maritime Universities Global Maritime Professional Fellowship Program. As one of the global maritime professional initiative taken by the International Association of Maritime Universities, this fellowship intends to support students, also faculty of the member university, which embody the concept of the body of knowledge into their curricula. So at the 20th Commemorative Annual General Assembly in 2019, the honorary chair, Dr. Sasakawa, declared the establishment of this fellowship. Since then, through the implementation of the pilot project to see the feasibility of the fellowship, GMP fellowship has been established in 2022. So this year would be the third year since its establishment. And for your information, fiscal year 2023, 11 students and also 3 faculty were awarded for this fellowship. Actually, there was only 3 applicants for the faculty fellowship, meaning say that all applicants, I mean, the success rate is kind of 100%. So that's why we decided to promote, about this fellowship program. So we did the presentation at the AGA in last year and the 2 years before, and we decided to organize this webinar to expand the information to many big community. And also we made big changes especially for the faculty fellowship program. So maybe this can be useful for many people involved in the maritime industry. So who is the target of this fellowship? There are two fellowship programs available. One is for students who are willing to become a global maritime professional. So for the student, this fellowship intends to cover their tuition fee for 2 years, or if the student doesn't need to pay their tuition fee. I know some of the university doesn't require the students to pay the tuition fee. In that case, we can also provide a 5,000 US dollar for supporting their extracurricular activities, or aiming to become global maritime professionals. So this is one. So another one is for individual who are like academic staff of the university, who are doing the PhD as a research assistants, for instance, and also active seafarers, and also maritime professionals who are currently working in the industry. Those people is also the target of this fellowship program. And for the faculty fellowship, we are ready to providing 100,000 US dollar for supporting their study for the PhD level. I will explain a little bit more details in the next slide. So again, the target of this faculty fellowship is the individual who are the faculty members, or active seafarer who are serving on board right now, or maritime professional who are currently working in the maritime industry like Port Authority or Maritime Administration, or whatever, but who has the strong ambition to educate the future global maritime professionals. Those people are now included, because previously this fellowship was only available for faculty members at IMU member university, but we expand the scope of the eligibility to apply for this fellowship. So I'll give you some example. His name is Taro Yamada. It's not me. He's a second officer of the general cargo ship. He's working in the shipping industry, shipping company. But he graduated Maritime University and get a master's degree during the seafaring career. And then he started thinking about upgrading the academic degree from master to PhD level in order to back to the Maritime University to be an educator, for instance. But he was struggling to find appropriate scholarship to support his PhD study, and he contacted all the professors at the IME member university, and he knew this fellowship program. And then he asked that university to nominate himself for this fellowship. But in the same time, he's writing the research proposal, application form, and all necessary information to apply for the PhD program at the university. And he successfully accepted by one of the IMU member university for his PhD study. And then finally, he was nominated by the university. So this is the exact case we wish to have the kind of the people, because we wish to support the people who has a seagoing background, but he's struggling to find the appropriate scholarship for the PhD study. I forgot to say that. You can, of course, write your question in the chat box, but there are certain Q&A session after my presentations. So either you can raise your hand afterwards, or you can write your question in the chat box. So these are the criteria for the faculty fellowship. For the students, it's not such complicated. You can just select the best students or good students for the fellowship. That's it. But for the faculty fellowship program, of course, our fellowship is supporting, it's intended to support their PhD study, meaning he or she needs to hold the master degrees before application. And he has to be accepted by the one of the IMA member university for their PhD study, or another option is like already being accepted. For instance, they already studied their PhD study at some of the IMA member universities, and then he struggling to find appropriate scholarship, and then those people is also eligible to apply for the fellowship. And one of the important point for the faculty fellowship is like a selection criteria. Of course, if we have, the more than 3 application, the selection panel to see which candidate is more strong background. So of course, motivation is important. Of course, those people who has a substantive long-term contribution, would be beneficial for the IMU member university, and also their experiences. And the most important thing maybe is like how those hours will serve educational activities after getting the PhD, because we are not giving the money to just supporting the individual to get the PhD. Hey, no, that's not our intentions. We willing to support the people who are ambition to educate the future global maritime professionals. So this is a process for the student fellowship in the first place, and then I will explain about the process for the faculty fellowship afterwards. So it's a very simple. So we already sent out the information about this whole process and also announcement and the formats, so you can find all information. And the first thing is a declaration letter by the end of the March. So it's 15 days to go. So in the package of the announcement, you can find the format of the declaration letter. So please use your university's letterhead and send it to the Secretariat by the end of the March. And then afterwards, you will be requested to write the nomination form to be written by the academic staff, and also motivation statement to be written by the students. And then if the old documentation are ready, then submit to the Secretariat by the end of the May. After receiving the old documentation from the nominations, and then we do have a selection process. And after the selection process, you will be notified the result of the selection. Here are the key dates for the program in 2024. Of course, my presentation will be available for our website, and also we will upload this the webinar video recording to our website afterwards. But just take a few notes. Like first, the 31st of the March is the end of deadline for the submission of the declaration letter. 31st of the May is the deadline for the nomination of the documentation, and 31st of July or something about the July to August, we will notify the result of the selection. That's it. So next, this is a process for the faculty fellowship. The first step is the same, the declaration letter, but you are not necessary to submit the two, declaration letter for faculty or students. If you submit one declaration letter to the Secretariat, that's enough for apply for the student and also the faculty. And then a bit complicated the process here, but before sending out the old documentation, of course, those candidates have to apply for IAMU member university for PhD program and be accepted or being already accepted. And then those candidates can be the candidate for this fellowship. So just the documentation is like a nomination form and a motivation statement. Of course, in the case of the fellowship, faculty fellowship, we need the clear budget plan. That's why the budget form is also attached to. And of course, it's the same as a student. We also have a selection panel, sometimes in October to November next year. And then you will be notified in the end of the next year. So here are the key dates for the faculty fellowship. And the 31st March is the deadline for the submission of the declaration letter. And after that, of course, applicants should apply for the PhD program at an IMU member university. It is strongly preferred for us to, those candidates will study his PhD study other than this nominating university. Maybe I can explain. For instance, I was nominated from the Tokyo University, for instance, and I study at one of the IMU member university like Batsumi Navigation, Batsumi State Maritime Academy, and then that is the most preferable cases. So for the future collaboration, of course, it's a both, mutual benefit for the both universities. So this is a more preferred cases. And then not the same as a student, of course, the deadline for the nomination individual for the faculty fellowship is the 30th of September 2024, because we recognize that there is some certain times necessary to write the research proposal to apply the PhD program being accepted. So that's why we set the date a bit later than the student one. So maybe I forgot something to explain during my presentation because I'm so excited, but that the end of my presentation actually. But of course, I'm happy to answer your questions if you want to have it. So it's time for, yes, we already have some questions. So one question from the Surujan, thank you. What are the case that such students or seafarers have already enrolled in the doctoral studies? We have an excellent colleague who works as an external associate at the maritime faculty in the Dubrovnik. She has a COC and worked in the company. In addition, she's very young and has ambition to work as faculty. Yes. So question is, him asking about the case where the seafarers are already enrolled in the doctoral study. So as I explained, this is acceptable for us at this moment. So like those individual like a seafarers, but he already enrolled at the IMU member university for their PhD study. It is acceptable for us to do that. So please consider about it. That's why.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's why I asked you to share those information to your maritime community or graduates or alumni association, because it's a very beneficial for those people who are not working in the university, but who are not now currently working as a seafarers or maritime professional in other industry, but who has a strong ambition to upgrade their academic degrees from the master level to the PhD level.
So do you consider enrolled PhD students as a faculty members?
Do you consider enrolled PhD students as a faculty members? So I think it's two cases maybe. I just heard from the University of Rijeka, there are some, of course, some PhD students who are working as a faculty members, but there is also the case where the current active seafarers are just doing the PhD study as a part-time. So I think that this particular fellowship is available for those people who are doing like part-time job. Of course, we are welcome to your application. Those who are like working as a faculty member is fine, of course. But maybe we can assume the both cases. So is it the answer to your question, Robin?
Thank you very much. That's fine. Thank you. It answers the question. Nice to see you.
So
Nice
there
to
are
see
other
you. Thank you very much.
questions. Two questions.
No. The questions are coming from the Dimitrios. Right. So is that clear for you, my answer? Or still you need some clarification more?
Oh, thank you. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Of course, the webinar is just a webinar, just explaining about the brief idea. And of course, especially this year, we made a significant change in the eligibility for the applicants. Again, in the past, of course, we only provided fellowship for the faculty members who are working in the university, but now it's a fellowship is available for the active seafarers or maritime professionals who are working in the industry. So I think if you can circulate this information to your alumni or industrial collaboration industry organization, for instance, then we are very happy to see that. Of course, we are also considering to share those information with like maritime newspaper, for instance, and so that we can circulate the information much wider context. Okay, so also have Mohammed, you raising hands.
Yes,
Go ahead.
good afternoon, teacher. I just want to ask, we have a period between March till September to propose our proposal. Is this correct? Okay.
No, actually, at the end of the March is just, the deadline for the submission of the declaration letter. But of course, you can start your process for, writing the proposal or preparing the application form and asking the university to whether they accept the foreign students, for instance. And then the deadline for the submission of the all forms, documentation is end of the September. So you have almost 6 months for the preparation.
The proposal, do we have any fixed template for the proposal?
No. I think a research proposal has to be submitted to the individual. Each maritime university have a different format, maybe.
Mhm.
Am I correct? Yes.
We
For
don't-
instance,
Yeah, I'm sorry for interruption. We don't have a fixed one, and I think, and maybe I'm wrong, it will be very great to have a fixed template, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, actually, research proposal is not necessary to submit to the Secretariat. So research proposal application form for the PhD study has to be submitted to an IMU member university, not us.
Great, yeah, I understand.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your question.
Thank you, sir.
And also we have a question from Trang. I have 2 questions for the fellowship. Yes, do you have any requirement for the major of the students who wish to apply for the fellowship, such as in the picture? Yes, that's a good question. Actually, we don't have a particular requirement for the major or subject or faculty, because the concept of the global maritime professional is not just for the navigation or engineering. Of course, we are a bit emphasis at the place on the navigation or engineering, because global maritime professional is something like very maritime. But of course, we can accept like the people from the Faculty of International Business or logistics. Yeah. And also another question is, are there requirements for the students at the university after resume? Yes. We have some clear the required outcomes to get this the awardees for the fellowships. So those information are included in our announcement document. So you can see if you go to the procedure of the faculty student fellowship program, there is a certain the required outcomes are indicated in the document. So you can find that information. Kien-san, is that clear for you?
Yes, thank you, Mori-san. It's clear for me.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you for your questions. And maybe ask Brado to join us.
Okay, just a question, Yusuke, regarding I saw living cost for example, seafarer who wants to join the PhD study, and the nominating institution is, for example, Faculty of Maritime Studies. So how about the living cost? Who need to pay? Who will be reimbursed? Can you explain a little bit about that?
Thank you for your questions. Actually, our fellowship program, the fellowship grant will support their tuition fee and the living cost. But for instance, in the case where one of the Croatian guys want to study PhD study at your institutions, then maybe he or she is living in the Croatia. Maybe they don't need a living cost, right? In that case, you are not just request us like a maximum of 100,000 US. Maybe you can reduce only for supporting covering the tuition fee, for instance. Yeah.
But actually, we need to organize the living cost for them, and you will reimburse the amount to us, to the nominating institution.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Actually, our budget is coming to the not nominating university, but some cases it's nominating university. But we make an agreement with those IMU member university who welcome or receiving the PhD students. So basically, our agreement will be between the Secretariat, IMU, and also those institutions who welcome the PhD study.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And another question from the Angelica. World Maritime University programs applicable for the fellowship? Of course, indeed, World Maritime University is one of our member universities. So the World Maritime University also welcome the students for the PhD program. So maybe I think WMU is one of the, the one of the university who welcome the students for the PhD program. And Chelsea Chan from Liverpool, should the candidate receive a PhD office letter by? Oh, no. Again, maybe I explained already, but the documentation has to be ready before the end of the September. So the end of the March is just the submission deadline for the declaration letter. So if you intend to nominate somebody to this faculty fellowship program, so maybe you can start right now, but you can use your time for writing the research proposal application and acceptance by the university by September. Of course, in the case, maybe you need some extra time. Maybe it's like a consultation basis. Maybe we can extend some deadline if necessary. The PhD level, but the plan for start of the study term will be on September 2026. Should the applicant wait for the next section period to apply or submitting now? That's good question. Maybe again, it takes time to be accepted by the Maritime University for the PhD study. So my suggestion is like to start process today or tomorrow, I don't know, but at this moment. And then if the study period is already decided, and it's starting from the September 2026, then maybe it's better to apply for this fellowship in 2025. And another question, what is the age limit for the PhD program? That's a good question. Actually, we don't have an age limit. You can maybe find that information in the application, the announcement document. But especially for students, of course, we don't have any the age limit, but for the faculty fellowship, maybe I explain about one of the selection criteria, because we need the people who can work as a long term. It's very difficult to say, but we need the people who can, who has a potential to be the educator or to be a mentor for the global maritime professionals such a long time. So that means maybe you can understand what I want to say. Is it clear for you, Min? Maybe yes?
Yes, Yusuke, thank you.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's question from the Nina, I'm sorry. Oh, it's the same question from the Min. Paola from Italian. I'd like to know if the WMU master program can be eligible. Thanks. Oh, yes, that's a timely question. Because, this is our third year for starting this fellowship program, but during our advertising the activities, we sometimes hear that, do you offer master degree support, for instance? This fellowship is also applicable for those people who want to upgrade from bachelor degree to master degree. That's a question from the member university. So if such a voice is quite big enough, then maybe we can consider to establish that program as well. Because we are now students, it's a Bachelor of Science, but we also offering the PhD support, but we are missing the master degree. So actually we are thinking to start conduct some online survey to hear the voices from the member university, which you really need the master degrees program. Not master degree program, but the support for the people who are upgrading their academic degree from the bachelor to master. But can I ask, brief question? Do you want, if the faculty, the fellowship can support to obtain the master degree, do you want to apply for this fellowship? This is a question from me to you. Yes, I got one.
Good
Morning.
Yes, for us, yes, sure. Because we have only the bachelor degree, so the level of EQF 6.
Okay. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you.
The question is seagoing background is a must? Oh, it's a good question. The question is seagoing background is a must, or is it open to other faculty of a member university as well? Yes. Maybe also I explained this one, but now we open the eligibility those who have active seafarer or maritime professional who are working in the maritime industry. That means, of course, we prefer, maybe selection panel prefer to have those people who has a seagoing background, but it's not mandatory. It's not the requirement to apply for the fellowship.
Okay,
so thank you very much. Yeah. So question from Arena. Regarding the budget, could the allowance be used flexibility to cover required cost? For instance, there are no or little tuition fee to cover, but there are costs associated with the publication or data collection. Could these be included in the budget? That's a good question. I would say basically our fellowship is only covering the tuition fee and the living cost. But again, if in certain exceptional cases, of course, we can maybe consider about some flexibility in the use of the budget. I know it's the publication costs a lot, and also you need to attend the international conference. Of course, you need to travel abroad for studying or to join the summer program. In that case, maybe it's kind of the consultation basis. Maybe we can consider about this particular in details. Is it clear for you, Arina?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. So the final decision or selection cannot be for the current year, but following, yes, we already closed. I mean, we made the selection already for the fiscal year 2023. So we just started the process in this year in March. So the selection will be made in July for student and this year, and for the faculty members, October to November this year will be selected. So we have a bit strange system for the fiscal year. So we start our fiscal year in April, and the end of the March is the end of our fiscal year. So we are in the system in our Japanese fiscal year. I'm permanent faculty at an IMU member university, but it does not offer PhD study. Can I apply for the fellowships through my PhD program is at an university? Basically, this is faculty fellowship, because if we missing the connection with the IMU member university, then our budget, the utilization, budget, it's a bit complicated, but basically, the PhD program has to be done at an IME member university. But again, this is maybe consultation basis. Maybe we can consider if there is a strong need to become educator for the global maritime profession in the future. You need to study at the university other than IME member university. Maybe we can consult on this matter, but basically we request to those individuals to study their PhD at an IME member university. Of course, there are several universities offering the PhD program for the foreign students. So maybe you can search the university, then apply to talk with them. Okay. Thank you, Mori-san, for the holistic presentation. I'd like to raise the practical cases with regard to eligibility for the PhD fellowship. If one comes from the public sector, operating in the field related to the blue economy, such as fisheries, I wonder he may be eligible to apply for the PhD. Yes, for the eligibility, as I explained, because it's not limited to the maritime industry. Of course, those we intend to support individual who are the faculty members, who are the seafarers, or who are maritime professional working in the industry. So those people are now eligible to apply for. So I think the blue economy is a quite good place to, for supporting their PhD study. Okay. I'm just talking, keep talking maybe. Takeshi or Shigemi, do you have any additional comments or some backup information to my comments, or do you have any additional?
I don't have any backup information, but
okay.
So if you have, we will try to write down all the not all the question, but like summary of the question and the Yusuke's answer, and then upload it to the website. But if you have more questions, please send us by email, because your question might be very good, such resources for other people, because we only have our point of view, but now we have about 70 people here, but each people have different perspective of the system. So question or some suggestion. So we are very appreciate if you could give us such information.
Thank you, Shigemi, for your comments. And actually, yeah, again, we intend to conduct a survey to the first identify the needs from the member university, which is what is the preferred the program. For instance, the not only PhD but also the master degrees is more like applicable for those institutions. Or of course, we also intend to identify which university offering the PhD study for the foreign students. During my international travel, of course, if I meet somebody from the member university, I'm always asking them about, do you offer the PhD program for the foreign students, or do you offering the PhD, or do you have any particular potential candidate for applicable for appropriate for this faculty fellowship? And then I got some information, I grabbed some information, but we need your voices, we need your reflection, because again, we started in 2023, the first year, 3 applicants, the last year, 3 applicants. So it's not our, it's not such good. We need more people to apply for this faculty fellowship. To do so, we need to know, we really want to know what kind of the program can be more like happy for you. And I have one more comment. I have a question regarding the project proposal. I could not find a research project proposed in the previous structured applications, but it's a field relevant as a subject. Yes, can you please throw some light? What kind of area? This is not for the question for the faculty. I guess it's a question for the research project. It's almost the same day, but we sent out the call for research project in the end of the February this year. So you can find all the information on the research project as well. But if you have any question about this research project itself, maybe you can ask, send an email. It's not related to here. So, eligible only for graduate from the members. Oh yes, that's a good question. Minhan, thank you very much for your good question. Actually, no. For instance, as I explained in my presentation, it showed one case that Mr. Taro Yamada is graduated one of the maritime university. It's not IMU member university, but he graduated maritime university and be a seafarer. During his seafarer career, he upgraded from academic degree from the bachelor degree to master degree. It's a case because we are not limit the people who are graduating from your university, but also the graduating university is nothing actually. But the important thing is those individuals has to be nominated by IMU member university and also study at the PhD, study for the PhD at an IMU member university. That is an important point for us. Thank you very much. Okay, I don't think further questions, and of course, I just agree with the Shigemu's idea. We upload this webinar recordings to our website and the presentation on the website. Also Q&A. Of course, we need to write down all the questions and some answers from me and the website. Maybe in a few days, it's all information is available for you. But please, we need the people to apply for. So please don't hesitate to send an email, ask a question to me. I'm happy to answer all the questions, and I'm happy to have the people who are involved in this faculty fellowship program, or the student as well. Okay, thank you so much again for your patience. My lengthy explanation, also your thank you very much for also to asking so many questions to me. I'm very happy to have such information. Also, I know that it's a bit complicated process for the nomination and also application, but again, I'm happy to answer your question anytime. So before closing the webinar, I would like to ask Takeshi, our Executive Director, Takeshi Nakazawa, to giving a closing remarks. Takeshi, floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yusuke. Yes, good morning, afternoon, and evening to everyone. Thank you very much for joining the webinar today. Due to the poor internet connectivity, I cannot show myself to you all, but I observed that around the 80 participants joined this webinar, which actually made me very happy today. International Association Maritime University has undertaken the academic activities with the two political pillars, which are on the development of the international network among member universities and the capacity development for the students and then the young academic staff at the member universities since its establishment in 1999. The Nippon Foundation and the IAMU GMP Fellowship Program is part of the Global Maritime Professional, the GMP initiative, as one of the substantial IAMU activities. IAMU would like to support the students who want to be a future GMPs and then also the academic staff who educate and train the future GMPs. As Yusuke mentioned earlier and repeatedly, and there's a new criteria introduced from this year, 2024, which is a fellowship program for the faculty members. The fellowship program, in particular for the faculty members, will widely invite the maritime expert, including seafarers, who has a strong motivation to educate and train the future GMP at the IAMU member universities after obtaining a higher academic degree, in this case the PhD, through this fellowship program. As you know, not just like in the ordinary university, the maritime university need a kind of the Superman who knows both practical and the academic knowledge and then also the experience. The maritime university and the MET is quite close to the maritime industry. Therefore, the IMU would like to support those Supermen who will be a key person for the sustainable development of maritime education training in the global basis. Thank you very much once again for being interested in our fellowship program. We'll be very happy once we receive so many applications from you today, from you participated this meeting today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Takeshi Nakazawa, for your closing remarks. And then it's a good time to stop our webinar. And it's a Friday afternoon here in Sweden, but I do hope you have a very nice weekend, and also you have a good rest in the week, and also successful week ahead. So thank you very much for joining again. I'm very happy to see you. And then also, thank you very much for your